This video is going to cover how to do subdivision lots in a pretty easy and fast manner. I've been getting these calls a lot with a lot of subdivisions going on, saying, "Hey Mike, how did you do your lots when you were building models?" So here's one of the things that I used to do. I'm going to show you a couple of new tools. One of the first things that you want to do, though, is you want to make sure that you have everything layered correctly. So if I click on this line here and I go to properties, we'll see that this is in my 2D model group and it's labeled 2D property line. Okay. You'll also see if I click on my lot name, that's important. It's on my layer 2D lot number. My elevations are on 2D pad elevations. Very, very important, or this will not work as easy as what I'm going to show you. So the first tool I'm going to show you is a track the region outline. If your toolbar is different than mine, you will find this, I believe, maybe on the data prep tab. If not, you can click F12. It'll call up the command pane and you can type in track region and that will pop up and you can use it on your command pane. If you're interested in having my template, let me know and we can get it to you. So first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to come in and I'm going to say track the outline region. I'll come in here and this is where I'll say this is going to be my 3D property line. Oh, two caps. My layer here, I have a layer already set up for 3D property lines, so I'll come down and I'll find that. There's my 3D property lines. Now, having it on layers is so important because now I don't have to click every single line. I can just click here, click layers, select by layer, and then pick my 2D polyline, property line. I could do it that way. The other way I could do it is just come down here and click on one of the lines and it'll automatically select the layer for me. Click close, and then it's going to say track the inside of the region. Now there's a little extra work that has to be done in here, but this still will save you hours of work. So now I'm just going to come in and click where it says interior point, and I'm just going to click, and all I'm going to do is just start coming down through and clicking all of these. Okay. And we'll just do this really quick. So we'll get this area here. So we'll just do those for right now. Hit close. And now you'll see that these have turned red. So I'll come over to my layer group. Let's go over to my 2D model group and let's just turn off the 2D for a second. And what you'll see here is that now these are on the 3D layers. All right. Now I want to get these elevated. So this is where you can use the elevate pad tool. So I'll click on the elevate pad tool, and I believe that'll be found in the takeoff tab if you're not using my ribbon. Selected lines and vertical offset. This is if I wanted to put a box out into the surface. So if I wanted to say, okay, you know what, I'm going to dig these like 6 inches lower than the proposed grades that I'm selecting, I can automatically come in and say that I want to do a vertical offset. I can also do a horizontal offset. I can either do it inward or outward all at the same time. And then here, lines and elevate labels. This is where, again, having everything on the proper layers or pre-layered is very, very important. So now I'm going to come over to options, okay, and I can go to layers. But just let me show you something else that I always did when I did this too. I had the 3D open, so I'm going to come over here and click on my 3D view. Okay, and then if you right mouse click on your 3D view, you can go set new vertical group. And what I like about this is that I can now have this over here. So what I'm able to do is I can see instantly and get feedback on the decisions that I'm making during my modeling. So I can say, yep, that looks good. Nope, I need to make a change, undo, and let's reanalyze the steps I'm going to take. So here, I'm now going to select go to options, go to layers, and I'm going to select my 3D pave, and then I'm going to select my 2D pad elevations, click close, and then click apply. And now it'll pop up and it'll say, okay, there's two numbers there. There's the finished floor and the proposed grades. I'm going to go with the proposed grades. So I'm going to select the PG. I'm going to click OK. And what we'll see is that my pads are now all elevated. Okay. Now the other thing that I used to like when I was in the field and when I was building models, giving these to people, what they would like is having the lines also match the lot numbers. So if I click on one of these, even in 3D, if I click on this in 3D and I right mouse click and I go to properties, you're going to see here that the lot name is set to 3D property line is set to the same layer. Okay. So what we want to do is we want to get these lines to take on the lot names, okay? So now there's a TML that you could use for this, and if you haven't installed it, you let me know. I can show you how to go ahead and get some of these TML. Some of them are free, some of them are paid. And there is one that we want to use where you go name by text. So if I click on that, and now I'll, again, so important everything's on the proper layers, because now I can label these property lines. So now I'll go to options, I'll go select by layer, and I'm going to say that I want to go with lot number, 2D lot number, so you see all my lot numbers highlight, and I want 3D polyline or property line. I don't know why I keep saying polyline, property line. And then all I'll do is click close and then click OK. Now, if I were to click on that same line and go to properties, you'll see that that is set up for lot 276. If I come over here and click on this one, that's 277. There's 278. So now I have already saved myself hours and hours and hours of work of going in, connecting the lines, maybe offsetting the line a little bit so I can have another line be the other property line, so I can have it labeled and elevated. I've just come through, and with a few tips and tricks of the tools, I've been able to get this done pretty quick. So hopefully you found this video helpful. If there's any questions that you have, feel free to reach out to me. Thanks.